Alright everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen, and today, because spooky season is right around the corner, I wanted to talk about a horror story that is about projectors, and that is Burnout. But before we get started, if you want to follow me on my social media and learn more about your human design, check out my links down below, and also do not forget to subscribe. Alright everyone, so projector burnout, that's literally our horror story, and I'm going to share my own personal experience how not so long ago I experienced burnout and what led to my burnout, and also tips on how to get out of it, and also tips to avoid it as much as you possibly can. First and foremost, we all know that projectors are a non-energy type. Projectors do not have the defined sacral that makes us generators. So therefore, we cannot constantly labor as generators do. Though we are conditioned by society to constantly keep up with generators, we do not function like that. Projectors are the guides of this world. We're not meant to be working constantly. We are meant to be guiding, but only when we are invited to do so, if we follow our own strategy and our authority. So projector burnout is actually very sad. It's very, very sad because it takes a while for the projector to recover from burnout, and it changes you truly forever, in my own experience. But if you know anyone out there who has experienced burnout, whether you are another energy type or a projector yourself, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear more about your own story and about your burnout. We can all learn from each other. This is for sure going to be a safe space. So, with my own personal story, not so long ago, I experienced burnout because I ignored my strategy and my authority. Point blank, period. It's that simple. And some context before I get into my story is that at the time, I was a single mother of 2 children, and I was trying to provide for them as best as I possibly could. And I will get more into that later as the video progresses about projector mothers. So I was working in healthcare part-time. And if you know anything about healthcare and working in the medical field, especially when you're surrounded by nurses, doctors, and patients, you would know that in the healthcare field, majority of the time, it is always short-staffed. I worked with a variety of people at the time. I was surrounded by mostly generators and a few other energy types here and there, but it was mostly generators. And even the generators were starting to burn out because of our short staffing. And for a projector, that is just very, very bad. Imagine already working in a very fast-paced field, 8, 12, or even 16-hour shifts, short-staffed, and you're a projector. It's not going to go well for you if you keep doing that, if you keep doing shifts consistently, even if it is a part-time job, as I had. So what started happening to me is that I was picking up 8 or 16-hour shifts. And that was me ignoring my strategy and my authority, because it takes a while for a projector to recover from said labor. And that's another thing. A projector takes a while to recover from labor, and I'm going to keep repeating that throughout this video. They take a while to recover from labor, and this is how you'll know. If you go home after your shift, if you happen to have a job and you take a nap, sure, okay, but when you go ahead and sleep and you wake up and you still feel tired and you still have to get up to go to work and do it all over again, and you're delaying your recovery process, that is a very slow burnout entirely. And that is essentially what happened to me. I started picking up shifts here and there, and ignoring the pain that I was feeling in my body, and also ignoring my own exhaustion because I was not recovering from the shifts that I was taking. And slowly, because of that, doing it consistently over time, I got sick. So that's how you will know when you will start burning out. Your body will literally give you signs that you are burning out and that you need to take it down a couple of notches and prioritize your rest and recovery, which I did nothing of. So I got sick, and I got sick by going to the ER, and the ER doctor's telling me that I had a kidney stone. Okay, sure, whatever. But at the same time, remember, in context, I have said I was a single mother of 2 children at the time, and I still had to provide for my children. And I did not have any help. I was going through kidney stone pain all by myself, and eventually I got more and more sick. Like my sickness became worse. Passing a kidney stone is not a joke. It's very, very painful indeed. I do not wish it upon anyone at all. That is essentially what happened to me. And it was around flu season. So because I was still doing all of that work and labor by myself, I then got the flu. And to make matters even worse, I went to the ER again, not even a month later after being diagnosed with kidney stones. So I go to the ER again because I was severely dehydrated. I was not eating. I didn't know I had the flu, but you know how you get the flu, your body aches, and it's just a horrible feeling. You just feel so sick. So at the hospital, again, the second time, I was diagnosed with a pulmonary embolism. And if you know what that is a blood clot in your lungs. And that is where I had to be admitted into the hospital. And from there on, my recovery was very, very slow. I had to completely make lifestyle changes because I also forgot to mention this, is that on top of all of that, I also have an autoimmune disorder that is very inflammatory, and it's very, very painful. Basically, it's the inflammation of your digestive tract, and it's very, very painful. And dealing with a blood clot and at the same time trying to get your autoimmune disorder under control was just too much and was so chaotic. But this was the result, the consequence, the repercussions, however you want to name it, of me overworking myself and not resting when I should have. So projectors, I encourage you to please do not ignore your strategy and your authority, because one, consecutively wrong decisions can lead you to this, or getting sick, or even worse, hopefully not. How did I get out of that whole chaotic situation? Was by literally asking for help. If you're a projector mother and you have children, I highly recommend that you have a village to help you with said children, because you and your spouse or your significant other, whoever it might be, and especially if that significant other is constantly at work, it's not enough. It's most definitely not enough, because as projector moms, you're constantly still doing labor, taking care of your children. So you need a support system, and you need to have systems in place where you can thrive with your children, but also having that support system around you to help you, because you need it. You definitely need it. So that's my tip for projector moms. Have a support system. Have someone come over, do your dishes, help with homework. While you help with homework, have someone else cook, someone else plan activities. Have systems in place. And that is what I most certainly have now. I have a system in place where I'm not here cooking every single day for my children. I have someone come and clean my home when I need it. I have someone to cook meals when I'm feeling tired and I want to rest. So have a lot of rest in between and have that support system to help you. Another tip on how I got out of that very situation, besides asking for help, is we as projectors, we see the blind spots. And sometimes we even see the blind spots within our own lives. And you have to be able to fill those blind spots in order to help you. So this is when I say projectors are amazing at creating systems that benefit other people, but we can also use those same systems that benefit us as well. Like I said, if you're a projector mom, have a support system. And my support system was definitely having family members come over and help me with my recovery, while at the same time they would leave me resting at home for over a month. I was resting at home. I was barely doing anything, recovering very slowly from my admission to the hospital, while at the same time they were taking care of my children, taking care of the things at home, the cooking, the cleaning, everything was being taken care of. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Those are some of my tips. Remember to rest a lot. And also be able to have systems in place for you to have the support that you need to do your everyday thing that you are fascinated about. What are my tips when it comes to avoiding burnout? Well, first and foremost, follow your strategy and your authority. Wait to be invited and accept the correct invitations, because not every invitation that you get, projectors, is going to be the correct one. This is where you have to use your own discernment to discern what invitation is correct for you. So, projectors, I understand. This is why it's very, very hard to be a projector. Even Ra himself has said this, that it's very hard to be an adult projector because we have been conditioned to follow society and to keep up with the generators of the world. And it's something that's very difficult to get rid of because we need it, in a sense. His own words, we need it because we think we have to work. We think we have to constantly be on the go, and that is just not the case. So my tips for projectors, if you are in a job that is constantly having you to do labor, I am sorry to say, well, not sorry, that job is not for you. If you accepted an invitation where you're constantly laboring and you're constantly tired, that is not for you. I personally got out of that is find something that amazes you and study on it. Develop a deep knowledge into something that fascinates you, and then create systems to improve whatever it is that you're fascinated about. For example, I have my own business where I am not doing the labor of my business. I am at the top level and I'm administrating how to best do certain things. I call an employee, like, you need to do this. This is better done that way. Or we need to do this over here. I am just guiding people on where to go and what to do. And because those workers have recognized me and my skills, I am thriving because of that. I think going forward, and most definitely post 2027 shift that is coming up, a lot of people are going to start becoming entrepreneurs because the 9-to-5 and all of that surely seems to be changing very radically, very, very fast. I see a lot more people starting to do their own creative projects and things that they're fascinating about instead of slaving away at a job. Whether you are a projector, a generator, or whichever other energy type you are, do something that completely fascinates you. If you're a generator, something that satisfies you. Something that brings you peace as a manifester, something that surprises you as a reflector. Anything out there that is in accordance with your strategy and your authority should definitely be something that you should pursue. So that is how I got out of the burnout. Follow what you love, study it very deeply, and create systems where it's more efficient. Put it out there. Projectors, show off, because that's how we are going to get recognized in this world, when we show off our skills. So that is the end of my projector horror story. If you have your own burnout story, whether you are a projector or another energy type, a generator, or so on, I would love to hear from you. Please comment down below. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.